friends, here we are back in my studio. These are the paints I'm going to be using today for today's pour. Sort of variations of blue, a little bit of green hue in there, got some cream and some white. There is my dump paint over there, and we are going to use the same, try to use the same order of the script I used the other day when I did this one that's behind my tripod there. And yeah, we're gonna get started here in just a second. I'm gonna do a puddle pour. I might do a swirl, or I may just take it over the edge. Just depends how I feel once I get the paints down. And let me double check these consistencies and prep the corners and edges, and we'll get started. Okay, here we are. The canvas is all prepped, and we are going to start with some white on the bottom. Now, I mentioned before I use white in case any of my paints are transparent or semi-transparent. It just provides a little bit of brightness on the canvas there. So we're just slowly stacking these sort of turquoise greenish blue colors and this beautiful sort of lime green color. These were all hand mixed. All the cups except for the white have different colors of paint mixed together to create this one-of-a-kind color. So even this champagne color had a little bit of splendid gold in it, just to add a little bit of sparkle. So I'm following my list over there. I started with half cups, and then I did the full cups in the middle, as you can see, pouring white to provide a little bit of a break, and pouring the rest of that cream color to also provide a little bit of break between the colors. And then topping it off there with that sort of deep turquoise blue-ish color. Okay, so here we go. Shooting pretty much for the middle of the bullseye there. Now, I'm not going to swirl in this particular pour. I'm just going to tilt over the edges, starting at the lower left. Bring it back a little bit over the lower right. And there we go, bringing it all the way over. Stretching and stretching. The more you stretch, the more pearls will come to the surface. So I brought it back a little bit to the edge. Okay. So I'm always kind of surveying what's going on, seeing what colors are popping up. I saw a lot of green, so I wasn't real sure how this was going to turn out. But you'll see in just a second, when we put it on time lapse, it just started filling in. Remember, when I do time lapse, I'm out of the room. Okay, so let's look at the wet results. Ay caramba, look at that. Wow. Yay, sort of what I was going for. I want a little bit more blue, but, you know, similar design I recognize than some of the other, other paintings there. Beautiful pearls. My negative space is non-existent, and I probably will create something there. But I'm gonna let it dry, see how it goes. I just love the lines. I was going more for the lines like you see here, something kind of interesting to look at. The color is great. It's turquoise with some greenish hue to it. These big, beautiful, juicy pearls. Actually, I like the color. It's just it's a nice green. Green is not my favorite color, but it did a lot of green. So the edges are drying. You can see in the light there, but you can see the edges. Yeah. So I will go in. I'm going to create a black negative space. Now this one over here has a very small space, but I need to create something a little bit bigger. I know you're probably going to yell at me, say don't do it, but I'm probably going to take out a big chunk. We'll see. I'm going to let it dry. We'll take a look at it first thing in the morning, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we are. It's the next morning. Everything is dry, and I am going to go in and work something over here in the negative space. I'm going to go very slowly. I want it to sort of mimic sort of this half circle here. So I'm going to take my time. I'm going to just sort of slowly extract some of these pearls. I may keep some for interest, but we will see. So don't be upset with me for doing this. I just think it needs to add a little bit more of a focal point with this composition. And when we're done, I'll show you some up close, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here we are back on the mat, and I am creating my own negative space, which is something that I don't often do this extensively. I just felt like the painting needed to have a better focal point. As you can see, I was using my acrylic paint pen, created a few floating pearls, and sort of mimicked the outline of the white as well as the green surrounding the negative space to give it some definition and some dimension. And yeah, here we go. Okay, here we are. I did take out a lot, as you can see. I was getting a little nervous that I maybe took out too much, but I think it works with this composition because we have a lot of these curves here as well as over here. So I'm pretty happy with it. So let me just show you up close again some of these pearls. It's sort of an aqua bluish green. It's kind of hard to see in the light here. There's the negative space. I left a few pearls floating. There's my clean edge. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. Okay, friends, so guess what? My next pour, I'm actually going to use my strainer, I think. Either that or my colander, I'm not really sure. So thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this painting, and hope to see you real soon.